another wonderful episode of Educational Cafe. And I hope everybody's having a great week. This is JONva of the Inspired by podcast, Live Life, Be Happy 24/7. I always like to do this. I always like to say amazing thank you to the audiences out here in America, and also to our international audience from, I'm going to say, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Argentina, Ghana, and Japan. More love to you guys. So, this week we're gonna change things up a little bit more. You're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun, and you guys get to get a more of an interview of I said an inner view of us, the team, and some of our things that you didn't know about this. So, we have Karen and AQ the singer, our panelists, to kind of set this off. So, hey guys, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. It is creeping up upon winter time, and it is cooler down here in Florida, but the sun is shining. I can still wear short sleeves, so I feel very fortunate. What about you, AQ?
Everything's going good. I'm here in Georgia, but it's getting colder, so gotta put on the jacket, get warm, stay warm, wear long shirts, long sleeve, but everything's great.
Hey, I love the winter. I'm a blizzard baby, so like I said, you guys out there doing this and you're all cold. For me, it's like, hey, bring this on.
Oh, man.
Fun time.
Oh, my gosh. Well, speaking of snow, do you do stuff out in the snow?
You know what? I had 1 year, I went up to the snow capital of the world, which was Quebec City.
Bonjour, mes amis.
And it's love out there in Quebec City. It was beautiful. Actually, I rode in the blizzard. And we went for a winter festival. I've never been there. Winter festival. Imagine a parade in the winter. And it was great.
Oh my gosh.
Snowing, fridge, it was great.
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine. I'm sure it was beautiful. I mean, nobody could say that snow is not beautiful, especially when it first falls before you get all that melty black and tar and stuff on there. But it just doesn't warm it up at all. Right. I gotta have my fire. I gotta have my jacket. I gotta have my cocoa with marshmallows.
Cocoa.
Up there.
That's right. Well, hopefully I won't have to do that anytime soon. But JONva, I think today we're gonna do a family throwback. So the three of us, we're like family. We talk just about every day, and this has been such a fun platform. And, the thing that's ongoing right now is this coronavirus. And I think about the kids and the teachers. But one thing I thought about is, man, we're adults. What if we were in high school? What if we were going through this? What would that be like? So I thought it'd be fun to just think back to our times in high school and give the viewers kind of some insight into what we used to be like.
Sure.
So, and then, maybe we could compare it to the coronavirus now and what maybe we would have gone through. So I think it sounds really fun.
It sounds exciting, and Karen, when you brought this idea and we kind of bounced it around, I was like really happy because, it brought me back to a moment where, I had good times, in high school, and I was thinking, well, had it been back then, how would we be able to handle that? So I said, this would be a great platform, like you said, to kind of share our experience. And for those, like I said, to take that trip down memory lane with us, even though if you only graduated like 2 years ago. We're not going to mention.
Definitely not me, but that's all right.
Oh my goodness. It was 5 years ago, to be exact.
5 years ago. Oh my gosh. For me, it was 25 years ago. So goodness.
That's like decades. Oh my goodness.
That's a whole lifetime, man.
Wow.
It was decades.
Decades. Dun, 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 decades. Well, it was so funny thinking about high school. That's about as far back as I can remember. I don't know about you guys. So I'll tell you a little bit about my experience. So I went to Catholic school, K through 8th grade. Well, actually 1st through 8th grade. And so everybody was very similar. And I didn't really care for that. Same religion, everybody looked alike, was kind of from the same area, fairly affluent. And I really wanted to go to public high school. Well, the best thing that happened to me was I went to an international studies high school. And the experiences that I had, there were kids from all over the world, different religions, everybody looked different, had different ideas. And that was the single best experience of my life. That totally changed my outlook. And I think that really helped form who I am today. And I was just very thankful for that experience. And it was a great school. And I'm glad my parents allowed me to have that experience, because had I gone to Catholic high school, I would not have grown in the way that I have now.
Okay. Nice. I kind of went to Catholic high school and to public school. And what I came to conclude is that people will be people, no matter where you are. And, I'm not going to throw any shade. I just said people will be people. Whether whatever school or whatever setting that you are, people will always be people. When I went to prep school, that was one experience. And when I went to public school, that was another experience. And I will say that, I had good takeaways and made some nice relationships. Fortunately, I'm one of those, like I said, have so many things happen in the universe, I'm not one to keep these long distance relationships or we'll say long-term relationships, because I moved around too from state to state. I'm originally from New York, so went to parochial school. I'm sorry, to Catholic school in New York, tri-state area, Jersey, whatever. But, it was always good. And like I said, they were very good times. What I like about it, we got along. There were moments sometimes when we didn't get along, but we found a way to always try to get along.
That's awesome.
My mom was always, I just, you cut me off, but my mom was always like, you got to get along with people.
Yeah.
Like, Mom, you got to get along with people. So, I try to do that. And even try to get along with people. Sorry for cutting.
Oh, absolutely. You're good. No, I think that's great. So opportunities present themselves regardless of Catholic school, public school, whatever job you're in, and you just make the most of that situation, or you don't make the most of that situation. You've got to decide, kind of what way you're going to take that. And I do want to give a shout out to Jonathan, who has been my best friend since the first day of high school. I believe it was second period geography. So we've been best friends for about 29 years now.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So much love to him. And he's up in the DC area now, but
nice.
We keep
Very
track
good.
of
You
each
know
other.
what? Since we are on the topic of shout outs, and like I said, I'm one that, you always got to shout out to those who inspire you, who kind of set the tone. And I'm gonna have to give it out to my my mom, Mama's Corner. She's got a YouTube channel doing her thing. So I would say, Mom, much love. Thank you. You've always been, and when we talk about women, she's been a focal point in my life from the very beginning to now. So like I said, that's why I say women didn't start doing things yesterday. They've been always doing great things throughout history. I just want to tell my mom much love and thank you for your support. Also, this young man's grandmother too down here.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
AQ, do you still have some friends from high school? Did you make some good connections there?
Oh yeah, I did. Way back 5 years ago, not 25. I can still count on my hand.
I'm trying to look
from 2010 to 2014. I made a lot of connections through whether it was basketball. But the focal point connection I make is shout out to Daniel O. We were best friends since third grade, but we went different directions, but we came back in high school and we reconnected. Nice. And we ended up realizing we both did music and we just jammed out and jammed out ever since. So we also got videos on YouTube too, throwbacks of when I was in Chicken and Rice, the band Chicken and Rice.
Oh, you had a band named Chicken and Rice?
Yeah.
That is awesome. I think I need to do some research on that. Dig around on you a little bit. And JONva, your mom is a YouTube show, did you say?
Yes. It's called Mama's Corner. And you can catch her on a YouTube channel. Matter of fact, her producer is with us right now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Like
Recently dropped another video. It's
We
called
are
the
learning
Walkathon.
so much
Yeah.
today.
Yes.
so
Oh.
I'm inspired about the wonderful things that AQ has been doing. Young folks, young people. Like I said, you guys, you inspire me every day, and my mom too. She keeps it real, keeps it honest. But they just dropped another YouTube video, and check it out and support. A lot of good, important stuff that we can all learn from. Culturally, we can learn from.
Oh, yes, definitely. And that's what I love. And, I call us a family, and we've all come from different places, different directions, but I learned so much from you guys and just really enjoy your all's company. And you fulfill me. There's a loving moment. You fulfill me, guys. So I do
Oh.
appreciate that. I know Karen getting all sappy. Karen 2.0, sappy, showing the love. Well, let's dig around a little bit. So we're doing a throwback to high school, and we've learned a little bit thus far. So I want to ask you guys. So AQ, you said you were in high school like around 2010.
Yeah,
Is that
2010.
correct?
In the span of 2010 and 2014.
Okay. I was 1991 to 1995. JONva, you were.
Put it like this: when I was in high school, you know what? I grew up listening to Run DMC, baby.
Yes.
The
Excellent.
OG Run DMC. If you guys don't know it, the OG.
Oh
So,
my God, yes. That is amazing.
Run DMC. What's the other group? There was another group that LL Cool J.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
LL. Rockers. I'm a big Van Halen fan, so I know it was before my time. I still was listening to Jump. I was a little young buck while I was listening to Jump. Eddie Van Halen. Oh, hold on.
Nice.
Van Halen with David Lee Roth and with Sammy Hagar.
Okay.
So big fans.
Nice.
Both two different eras, but like I said, I got to enjoy the Sammy Hagar era as well.
Good.
Let's see what popular movies. Back to the Future.
There you go.
Oh, that was the best movie.
Classic.
But think about the stuff going on in the movie and what's actually happening. We're in that time period. That's so crazy.
Back to the Future. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
The shoes that tie themselves.
Yeah.
I was a big Bruce Willis fan growing up when he used to play on that show with Sybil Shepherd.
Moonlighting.
And I had a chance to meet Bruce too. Personally, had a conversation through some friends that we mutually know. So I've been around a lot of things, in my travels.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I can't quite say the same. So I tell you what, I used to be a big Aerosmith fan, and when I was in junior high, I had my little jam box and I had my one cassette tape, and at night I would just play Aerosmith every night and go to sleep. I don't know why I would sleep to that, but that was my thing back then. And you had to be so careful not to do anything with the ribbon. And I mean, now having iPods and just downloading music and stuff, kids have no idea how hard it used to be.
Yeah. When I was growing up, you kids out here doing the beatbox, grew up on the OG Dougie Fresh. I'm a native New Yorker, Brooklyn in the house, Brooklyn,
Yeah, nice.
But, it was good stuff. I mean, we're just thriving with just talent and just everything cultural back then.
Yeah, that was awesome. Well, my high school, I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, and my school's called
Louisville. Did I get it right?
Louisville.
Louisville.
Yeah,
I'm a musician, so I like to sing it. Louisville.
Louisville.
There's like extra U's in there. Louisville.
All right, gotcha.
But I went to Atherton High School, and our mascot was the Rebels, and our colors were not maroon, but mulberry and gold, and it was like old gold.
Okay.
And I played basketball, softball, and baseball. Now that sounds weird, but back in my day, softball did not exist. Fast pitch softball had not spread to all the high schools yet, so I played varsity boys baseball. all the
Wow.
freshman, sophomore, and junior year. I was the only girl, and I had to get a special petition from the state to do so.
Nice.
So it was an amazing experience and a stressful experience. And obviously, I got dressed in the bathroom and had to wait to go in the locker room for our team meetings. And there was, some special circumstances. But for the most part, I mean, it was a really good experience, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
Now,
So,
what was your best pitch on the mound?
really a fastball in specific areas.
Nice.
So up and in, down and low. I was a pitcher and a catcher and also played second base. So as you know, as a pitcher, typically if that's your main thing, like you'll pitch and then you'll take a couple of days off and stuff. But the guys were so scared. And it wasn't that I was that overpowering, but it's like if I strike out to a girl, I'll never hear the end of it. So I really had an advantage. I struck out so many people, and they were so mad. Oh my gosh. But then I tore my rotator cuff my junior year, and I had surgery.
Right.
And I could have gone back to baseball my senior year, but my shoulder was torn up enough to where I decided I would switch to softball. Softball actually came to my school, fast pitch softball my senior year, and I thought, okay, I'll switch and I'll try for a scholarship in college, and that's exactly what happened. So I made a plan and went with it, and pretty happy about my decision. So
very nice, very nice, very nice. Well, for me, high school, I went to two schools. I went to prep, Don Bosco Prep, which was in Ramsey, New Jersey, and then I went to Hackensack High School in Hackensack, New Jersey.
yeah, Hackensack.
Yeah, prep. I think we probably had about maybe 600 or 700 boys. It was all boys, so
okay.
It was all boys school, but mainly focus on academics and sports. So I did play soccer there. It was a great experience.
Oh wow.
Very, very competitive. And back then, when you're 18, when you're like 14, 15, you're just trying to figure things out. So I wasn't that, I was good, but like I said, I'm at the point, I'm just trying to figure out life back then. And then from there, and it was a great experience playing the sports. Did have an injury with my ankle because, as you know, in soccer, any of those running sports, knee and the ankle.
Yes.
Yep.
And played it in Hackensack again, and then kind of gave it up. And then kind of after that, when I gave it up, started dancing. I love to dance. You guys will have to see that. I come from a dancing family. That's right.
That is awesome.
All the time.
The groove is in the house.
Oh yeah.
In the house.
Watch
That's
my parents
awesome.
growing up, ballroom dancing, and
I love that.
merengue, you name it, they can do it.
Oh man, that is so amazing.
I ended up dancing dancing in high school, and I was dancing with a dance group, and we did very well. We ended up doing a dance video, actually a video with Kool and Gang. So
that is amazing.
Yeah, and I passed on, my throne to my sister, who was dancing. She used to watch me practice all the time, like 24/7.
Awesome.
But I enjoy, just being yourself, and I always felt that, everybody knows I'm always about the arts. I'm a huge supporter of the arts, being an artist myself and a musician and a producer, and you're allowed the opportunity to be yourself. Just like last week's episode, this one, in high school is allowed to be myself, and I'm very thankful for that. So I'm very huge and supporting of the arts.
That is amazing.
Great memories, yeah.
So you mentioned ballroom dancing, and I touched on that a couple of weeks ago, and my mom was shocked. She's like, ballroom dancing? I love dancing, and I love specific dancing like ballroom dancing, where you're not just getting your groove on, doing whatever. I mean, there's a specific method to the madness, and I would totally love to do a class with you guys.
Okay, well, you got two awesome dancers, because
I know. Such lovely gentlemen. And so handsome. Oh my goodness. I'd be like, your turn. Oh my gosh, that would be such a good time.
When I come into town, guess who's the mom's hangout dance partners? Us.
Yes,
We take
I
it.
can imagine. That's amazing. I love that. And that shows like the cultural background that you all have and just the neat opportunities that you had growing up. That is so amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Now, AQ, let's dig into your high school a little bit.
Oh, okay. Well, I went to Peachtree Ridge High School in Sewanee, Georgia. Our mascot is the lion, and the colors are blue. Oh, no, I think it's white, blue with red accents. They say red accents, but we really don't pay attention. It's more focused on the blue and the white.
Gotcha.
And people love the lion, I kind of realized, I went from high school to a lion to college a lion. So
Oh,
it was like kind
wow.
of meant to be in that
You are the lion.
stage in life. I am the lion. There we go.
That might be your Chinese animal or something. Check out your date of birth and say, "Oh, I am a lion."
You're the lion.
I am the lion. Coming into high school, before I was really involved in like AU basketball, so I was really like aiming toward probably trying out for a team or not, but I tried out, didn't really make it at first. It was like a lot of political stuff going on with sports or whatever. And then I ended up finding love of music again, and all I did was do a bunch of talent shows and stuff like that in the school, and everybody recognized me as the guy with the hair who sings. And what's also funny about that, I would also be a guitar club. I learned guitar from this girl who had taught me, and I'm just playing, learning it, and then I just ended up singing with a few guys, just jamming out. Professors will come out, walking out.
Who's singing?
I was like, oh, it's me. Oh, that's great. That's good. And then it was that's good, but could you like lower it down, please? Like, I was
Could you lower?
yeah,
Turn the volume down.
And then
You're
like as
great,
much as I did,
quietly.
yeah, as much as I did it, everybody was just cool with it. At that point, everybody would walk up to me like, "Hey, could you sing me a song? Hey, you're the guy who sings, right?" Yeah, it's me. I would
I'd
always
be
sing
like
in the theaters
$5.
at lunch. Yeah,
$5. You could have made some money on that.
oh yeah, there definitely. During lunch, we'd be in the theater hall singing. The drama teacher would walk in and be like, "Huh, okay."
That's a sign of
And then
happiness.
getting into the choir
though.
was fun. Yeah, it was a lot of good times, and
That's awesome.
You know what I
just
like?
amazing times.
AQ, you what about someone who kind of inspired you? Another amazing woman that inspired you with the guitar, and just brought back a flashback memory of a friend of mine when I was going to Palm Beach State College my freshman year
Mm-hmm.
down there in Florida. Her name was Andrea. Andrea, much love. She was the one that helped me with theory along the way. Yes, she was an opera singer. So,
Oh wow.
yes, I've been around the world and back.
Been around the world now. Yeah.
Yeah, she was and really, and she was very helpful. So I just want to say, Andrea, thank you, for kind of helping me out with those theory lessons, because it really helped along the way to where the music has came now. So just want to kind of shout out to you if you listen to Andrea. Thank you down there in West Palm Beach State College. Right.
Nice. It's so funny that people that you come across, whether it's in school or work, or let's say a neighbor, you have different experiences with different people. And I don't know if you all have ever done this, but sometimes I'll sit there and reflect on people that I've met and think about like how they've affected my life, usually positively. And then I wonder, who will I meet next? Like, will I meet somebody tomorrow? Will I meet somebody next week? And just imagine, because you have so many experiences yet to come. And for me, that's exciting. Even when you're going through a tough time, just thinking about the future and how things might be different. So I just sit and reflect.
I always catch
Well,
myself like sitting down and reflect a lot of things, because there was this moment in college where we did a master class in front of the Grammy Award winning group called Chanticleer, and I was in the group Cantabile, and it was like very inspiring because you learn from people who doing it, and you get like some advice. It's like a full circle moment, like all my work is going somewhere.
that is amazing. Well, you've your other YouTube show is kind of reflective, because
Yes.
you'll talk about different topics and it's almost like reflective or analysis or how to. And
Yeah.
I really like that, because my mind is kind of like that as well. I don't put it to paper or put it
Yeah.
to a show necessarily, but I
Yeah.
love that. So I think that's
Yeah.
really important as well. So check out his other channel.
Inspired
Really,
by
really good.
AQ.
Inspired by AQ, not Karen. Not Karen. Don't have to worry about a Karen. All right, well, we might get a chance to joke on each other now, because now we're going to talk about what we wore to school. So I went to public school and there was no dress code or anything, but I remember your shirt and your socks had to match. And my first day of school, I had my purple t-shirt tucked into my purple plaid shorts with my little woven belt. And then I had purple socks and hiking boots. That is not even cute. I would never wear that now. But it's it's funny to think about this. Oh my gosh. I think back and I'm like, girl, what are you wearing? Jeez. And we had like
What are
colored jeans
those?
back then, like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the bright colors and stuff like that. That was pretty much how we dressed. And back then, if you had a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you all dressed alike. It was like they had the same outfit, like jumpsuits and stuff.
I like the
I'm
facts of
like,
life.
yes. So my school had 1,100 people, and you've got all these colors going around, and then you've got, oh, they're dressed alike, they must be dating, and blah blah blah. So it was pretty funny back then.
Okay, the Bobbsey twins. Okay.
Definitely. Now, did you have a uniform, JONva?
In prep school, we didn't have a uniform, but we had to wear a suit every day.
Huh.
Blazer.
Suit.
Oh, suit. That's right. Suit and tie, blazer and shoes every day. Your shoes better be shined.
Wow. I really like that though.
Yeah.
I think it really gives you a sense of self-worth and puts you in the mindset to learn and kind of be professional.
Actually,
Now,
I agree with you. It actually sets you up for success.
I think so. I really think so. So back when I was a school principal, of course, I had to wear a suit every day. But when I would put the suit on, it's like my mindset would change.
Transform.
Because when you're sitting at home and you're wearing something comfortable, you're lounging around, even if you're working, that's one mindset. The second that suit goes on, it's like you're in this different professional mode.
Yeah. When I got to public high school, I was more challenged with the dress code because honestly, we didn't wear sneakers as at the prep school. Sneakers was for gym. So it was a cultural shock for me to try to transition into that and to try to find, I guess, the appropriate wardrobe. And even what I was wearing you could say was a little overdressed, but at least, I would call it more like, we could call it like semi-casual.
Okay.
But like I said, I mean, that's the way I kind of grew up because, I'm always about being successful. So for me, the way for me that I would present myself would also leave the impressions of those that I interact with. And they kind of get a feel for me. So, and like I said, I wear jeans and sneakers, but like I said, I just wear things that, are pleasant and not distracting, And I think, when I went to public school, that was, okay, what I'm going to wear, but try to look at the other kids, what are they wearing? Like, I mean, for me, sneakers were sneakers. Really didn't care about name brands because it wasn't about the name brands. You just got a pair of sneakers,
Right.
That's it. So, and now I see how things are in high school. If I was going to high school today, it'd be kind of rough, trying to keep up with with this new thing. I'm gonna say new thing because for me, it's like, okay, that's a lot to keep up with. Let me just give me a pair of jeans, maybe some golf shirts, some t-shirts, and we're good to go.
Oh, definitely. What about you, kid with the hair that sings?
You got jokes. My dress, public school, of course, you can wear anything you can within the means of the dress code, of course. But I wore a lot of graphic tees. I like, representing what cartoons I like to watch, like the anime Dragon Ball Z. I wore a lot of Dragon Ball Z t-shirts, or Marvel, like Wolverine or Superman. I wore different shirts.
Or Barney.
Oh my God.
You can borrow my purple shirt from the first day of high school.
Barney. TV show shirts. I love those.
Good.
And awesome. I usually wear my Levi jeans, and I might wear my Nikes, my Jordans, or my Wallabies.
Okay.
Everything's cool.
You see what I say, Karen?
We'll compensate,
Yep,
you know?
I know. Keeping up with the Joneses, man.
You know, I gotta have my shoes, and you know, I think that it's like until like college and working in college, then I dress up more, or in high school, if there was like a specific presentation, then I dress up, which would probably be semi-casual, have some khakis, dressy shirts, nice shoes, have my hair up in a bun.
Up in a bun. There you
Yeah.
go. Professional mode.
Yes, yes.
Well, I got something for you. Think back to the funniest thing that happened to you in high school. And if you don't have something, I do, and it's pretty funny.
Okay.
So my freshman year of high school, my boyfriend, you know how people go together in high school, you don't go anywhere, but you know, it's your boyfriend. He walked me to class. Well, then he kissed me in the hallway. And I was like, oh no, I'm not having this. And I body slammed right in front of my English teacher. And my English teacher just died laughing and walked away. I didn't get in trouble or anything. She was shocked and he was shocked. I was like, what are you doing? That's not professional. Get off of me. So yeah, that was, watch out for Karen in high school, man. Don't go touching me. Mm-mm. So
Funny thing in high school. Well, interesting, Karen. Interesting. Well, I made a bet in high school with a friend. She was a swimmer, and I think I kind of walked into this. I said, swimming is nothing. Nothing. She said, all right, you go for the swim team then. No problem. Nothing. Well, let me tell you this. Out of all the sports out there, swimming is by far the hardest.
oh my gosh.
What a humbling
lung
moment.
capacity.
Yeah, I will have to say that. I used to get home. My grandmother thought there was something literally wrong with me, that I was going to die, because
Oh
I
my
was so tired.
gosh.
I used to get up at 6 a.m. to go in the pool. No matter what weather it is, no matter what weather it is, you're in there in the water, and you're
Oh my
doing repetitions, strokes. My favorite stroke was the best stroke, and I had bet. So the most embarrassing thing was I kind of lost the bet to my friend, because she was like Aqua Girl.
Aqua girl. She's a real life mermaid.
And I was just like, no, I had to concede to that, because
Oh my gosh.
it was too much. I mean, Karen, I used to go and AQ, I'd come home from practice 12 o'clock, and when I wake up, I didn't know what day it was. I was sleeping like 12 hours.
Got that good sleep.
You probably had a lack of oxygen. Temporary brain damage. Trying to hold your breath.
I can understand why
breath stroke.
why Michael Phelps consumes over 10,000
Yeah, 10,000 pizza calories.
calories.
I thought about that yesterday.
I understand now. I had
It's like over 10 boxes of pizza and stuff. Yeah.
So yes, that was the most funny thing, and I'm gonna say to y'all swimmers out there, kudos.
Much respect.
That was good for you for soccer, though. Did you also do soccer at the same time?
I did soccer, yeah, but swimming was soccer, but soccer was good, it was great, but that swimming.
Till you hit that water, them legs felt the pain.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They thought Margaret was like, I would come out, would just knock out. And I didn't know what day it was when I got up.
Oh my gosh. That is rough.
But
That
my
is rough.
favorite stroke, because that's what I was special, was the breaststroke. So that is the stroke. If you ever see me swimming, I can swim, because I was also a junior lifeguard. I love the breaststroke.
Nice.
I'll breaststroke anybody, because that was
wow. I could barely doggy paddle. I'm like,
all day.
I go out in the ocean too, and I'm like, please don't die. Please don't die.
I must memory that. But oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
You guys are amazing.
That is awesome. When I watch the Olympics, swimming is one of my favorite things. And I almost feel myself holding my breath while I'm watching them go, because their lung capacity is just amazing. You talk about having to be in shape. I'd have to agree that swimming is probably the top toughest sport.
Yeah.
As far as a cardiovascular type thing.
Anybody. None of the sports. I don't football, but no, you join the swim team if you're a swimmer.
Yes.
And you're
If
swimming
you do that,
6
you're
hours.
top notch.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Well, AQ, did you have any particularly funny experience in high school? Body slam anybody that tried to kiss you, or bet on swimming or anything like that? Get yourself in
Oh
trouble.
goodness. Well, I witnessed the fight like in front of me. That was in senior year.
Oh,
It was in the
God.
morning. That was my friend group. We all sat down, and somebody was like, "Hey, could you like scoot over to the seat next to us to sit in the group?" And then the student like got rude and then threw his milk, and then the fight escalated.
Oh,
And then my other friend pulled him up, threw him down. A teacher ran up. He fell down.
That would be you, Karen.
I know. One time I dove in. It was a fight between 3 people. I dove in head first. I didn't
Right.
come out for a while when the teachers was so worried. I was like, I was stuck upside down. They'll fight around you. Like if there's a fight going, they do usually try to respect you. They don't stop, but they'll go around you. Like they don't try to punch through you. Yeah, I was just upside down. I couldn't. I was just stuck. I didn't get hurt though. It was just very bizarre. Don't dive in head first. That's not very smart. Any teacher or principal out there, if there's a fight, don't dive in head first. It's just not good.
Nice.
So man, fighting first thing in the morning. That's just too much. Let's talk about your prep school for a minute. Was your prep school known for one particular program? I know you all focused on
They were known
academics a lot.
for football. They were a huge football. They were so good statewide that they could probably beat at that, not at the time, but over the years, they were just good. So they were beating every high school. So they were not on a high school level. They were probably, if they played Division II football, they could probably beat them too because they were that good.
Wow. Well, I'm so glad you mentioned football because my school was known for being the worst in the state. There was an article in the newspaper on a 50-year losing streak. And it was so hilarious and so well known, it was terrible. But the good thing we were known for was with our international studies program, we had 5 different languages that we offered. And we had a very large program for foreign exchange students.
Okay.
So within our county, that like we were a very multicultural school, and that was part of the reason that I wanted to go there. So that was a really neat experience. AQ! I'm sorry I slapped you so hard you fell off the screen, but I got you back now.
She gave you that picture action. That was a slider.
My God.
Kid with the hair. Kid that seems too loud.
You even slide right. You smack them right.
Just be like, swipe left, swipe right. No. You want to date him? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
AQ, what was your high school known for? So we talked about football. His school was amazing at football. My school was like known for being the Bad News Bears. So what about your school?
Well, we were known for having the standard of excellence, education, of course. That was the mantra. Standard of excellence. Always heard that 24/7 every day in the morning. The standard of excellence. We must rise to that occasion. Okay, all right. Football team was good at that time. I don't know about now. I don't understand, but it was good at that time. I think basketball was good. The cheerleading teams were really good. Like they were called
awesome.
I'm sure
the pride teams. They had people that were doing all the tumbling and all that.
Nice.
They were amazing.
Well, we talked about swimming and how amazing that is, but also cheerleading, like you mentioned, the cheerleading teams that literally do advanced gymnastics, that is really amazing. That takes a lot of practice and a lot of strength, and a lot of those guys or girls, they could end up doing it in college. They could compete in the Olympics, and that's just another amazing sport. So I'm really impressed with a lot of the things that they do, but they used to scare me. Like when they would do backflips and stuff, I'm like, there's no mat.
Flying
you
in
hit
the
your
air.
head like I'm not trying to see something I don't want to see.
Oh!
Head smacking the ground, something like that. That would be terrible. Now, I never did see that. And when they fling people up in the air, I always saw them catch them. So that's good. Can you imagine going like this and be like, That would be terrible.
They do extensive training.
Yeah,
Oh my
the
gosh.
fun about the cheerleaders is that there was a cohesive. There was a trust factor there. A lot
Yes.
were also gymnasts, but there was a trust factor. They trust each other, and that's what you don't see nowadays. There was this level of camaraderie.
Yes. Yes, definitely so. And anywhere that you can have that, I think is amazing, whether, it's teams or a class in high school, people you work with. If you've got that special bond, that's amazing because you're not always going to have that in every scenario. So you really, I think, need to take time to appreciate that when you do find it and hang on to those people because it's like family time.
That's right.
So I think something that would be funny between the three of us thinking about high school is technology. Because for AQ, I know technology would have been different. So I was in school in the early 90s and Windows 95, which was big, did not come out until I was in college. So we did typing. We had what was called a basic computing program. Instead of a cell phone, I took a quarter to school and I used the pay phone, had my little 3-minute time. We actually had a smoking patio back then as well. I didn't smoke. I just thought it was funny that we had a smoking patio. And then that went away, I think my sophomore year. But technology wise, the changes that have been made, like writing on a chalkboard versus a dry erase board, that was a big change. You had your little overhead thing that you're projecting stuff, and now you've got these big whiteboards that are electronic and digital. I mean, it's just so amazing. And now I don't even know where I can find a payphone. I don't need well, first of all, it's not going to be a quarter. I don't even know what it costs, but it used to give you 3-minute time period. I'd call my parents and be like, okay, our game tonight is at such and such a time. And you'd run in between class and make your phone call. Yeah, there were no pagers, no cell phones.
Well, with me, we didn't have any of the computing technology like that. What we had was DOS-based systems, floppy disk.
Yes.
Floppy disk. Typing was still manual. High school, you may have had the pagers, but they weren't Sky pagers. I didn't see alphanumeric pagers until probably in the 90s.
Yes.
Pay phones, that was our main way of communication. Get a quarter, stick it in there, you can go. you need to talk to somebody, you can call collect.
Right. Well, and you always knew where everybody was. So now, like, I won't leave my phone for like 5 minutes. I don't know what I think will happen, like some national emergency that I'm going to miss in a 5-minute time period.
Yeah.
Or you don't know where people are. But back then, you just knew. You knew where to find your friends. I mean, your parents knew where you were going to be, and there was a different level of communication. Our big thing was writing notes. We'd write notes and pass notes in class, and now people are texting each other. And, hey, look at so-and-so. Should I ask her out? Click this for yes and this for no. Where we had to write it on a piece of paper.
Nowadays, all you got to do is just DM.
And back then we would have been like, what? What's DM? Oh my gosh.
DM, direct message.
Direct message. To date me, press 1.
Access denied.
What's that? Swipe left or swipe right? See, that's what happened to him. Access denied. Shot him right off the screen. So I think the final thing we could look at here in our little family throwback is the coronavirus now versus what it may have looked like back in the day when we were in high school. So a lot of the schools are going virtual, which is amazing that there is that opportunity. I'm not entirely sure how they work through like the students that don't have computers. I know several districts are issuing them, and I don't know if they have enough, but to be able to log in and connect with their teachers, I'm not sure what the school day looks like, but I do know that they take certain breaks and they're able to talk and communicate and turn stuff in this way. But back when I was in high school, I mean, there was no email, there was no Zoom. I think schools would have shut down and maybe we would have done packets, maybe would have picked up packets or just shut down for a while and extended the school year into summer, which wouldn't have made a difference because this is ongoing right now. But this could have been really bad. Technology is what is saving us right now.
I think, and I can agree with you, it would have been bad, but we had people like teachers and we'll say leaders that mastered the old ways.
Mhm.
And when I say this, is that, yeah, we'd have had to shut down the school, but we would have had packets and it would have worked effectively. You see, there would have been no panic
You
mode.
did your work back then.
Yes, effectively,
Yeah.
you know. So for us, because we weren't introduced to technology in that way, it wouldn't have been a problem. We'd have just made the adjustments. And like I said to everybody, in life, it's about making the adjustments. There are
That's
places
true.
on the planet that they don't have the tech, and they're able to function cohesively as a society because of mastering the old ways or the fundamentals.
Right.
That's
Learning how to get through your situation with what you have.
yeah. I
That's
learned
exactly it.
arithmetic growing up. Not, I mean, I didn't have a calculator. I learned it on a Chinese calculator. I mean, a tablet, if you know what that is, with the little beads.
Oh, yes,
That's
yes,
how
yes.
that's how my mom taught me arithmetic and mathematics, multiplication,
Wow.
division, addition. I'm sure my youngster down here probably have seen one of these tablets around the house. If not,
Yeah,
it could be
yeah,
a
I
relic in
have.
the Smithsonian.
I have. Yeah, I have. Probably collecting dust now, but
Yeah, yeah.
Just blow it off.
So we would have adapted. I think we would have been fine because you had a lot of like critical thinkers and
Hmm.
were able to kind of react on impulse.
Yeah, I think we would have come together in some way, like you said, with the leaders. You would have a few people that would have just fallen off and gotten lost, and that's going to happen at any time, anywhere.
Mhm,
It's just about overcoming what's standing in your way.
mhm.
So whether it's technology, a virus, not having materials or access to things, just make the most of what you've got. But AQ, let's talk about technology when you were in school. So we had cell phones. Was there like video chatting of any kind, video conferencing when you were in school? Do you have any idea?
Well, in high school, no, they had a lot of regulation on phone use and stuff. Can't really be using your phone during time. So people still did it though, but you weren't supposed to do that. I was in the era of the rise of social media. Social media was Facebook had just came
Oh,
out. Instagram was
trouble.
out from the
Uh-oh.
get-go. So everybody was trying to post their pictures, get with their hubbies, get with their people, all up in the hallway where you try to walk, hey, get out the way. I'm trying to get the class on time,
And send
And
my text message.
yeah, I didn't really experience like a lot of video chat in school till like college, and specifically like my master's, because my master's in the MBA program, they were moving towards the MBA being a full online program.
Okay.
So I was getting the online experience before there was the COVID that happened where everybody had to get virtual. I was already getting the virtual treatment because we would start slowly. It would go 50%. You go in the class these few weeks, then stay home, and then you'd have the classes. And then they move it to all online where you get to the experiences of, oh, I have to actually read my own stuff, read my own materials, do my own stuff. Okay, let me answer the work that the teacher has. He's not guiding me. He or she's not guiding me on what it is. I'm just doing it, and that's what it's going to be. So it was more independence. And I think for some people, what they tend to struggle with is like they're so used to having that assistance when they're in
Mhm.
class that when they're just put into the deep end of the pool, they're just like, oh, I'm responsible for this. Like your
Right.
responsibility is truly tested. And for me, it's easy because I've always been told to be responsible for what you have to do. This is what you do. You're paying for college. All right, this is what you have to do. If you mess up, that's the money that you've invested that's going down the drain if you mess up. So you got to make sure you
Mhm.
take advantage of your investment and you have a responsibility with it. And I think like even now with there being technology, it tends to make certain people lazy because they feel like, oh, it's going to be there. Then 5 days
Right.
later, procrastination creeps in, and then you are 24 hours late on a
You're
deadline,
sweating and typing.
or you're on the day, staying up till 6
Oh.
a.m., wondering how you're going to finish this essay that requires you to have 1,000 words, and you did it
Was
to
that you?
yourself. No, that wasn't me. I got my stuff all the time, you know.
No, that's me.
Oh,
That's
you see,
him.
I'm a plan ahead person. I can't. That would stress me.
I
too
definitely
much.
had to
I
plan
can't
ahead
stress
for the events that I had to do. Like I had to music direct a play. I had to do this. I had to do that. I had to plan those things. So I usually would like do chunks of it, and then when I get towards the depth, then I finish it up and then do my edits and all
smart.
that stuff. So that's important. But procrastination can still creep in because we're all not perfect. But just remember, it just
Right.
requires more responsibility. And like for my generation of peeps that are tending to struggle with virtual learning, it gets better when you like just take a moment, just relax, take that break you need to take, then go into it. Because I have a little brother who's finding it very hard on virtual learning
Mhm.
because he was so used to being in school, being social, you know, have people to socialize with. Like a lot of people that like to be socialize, they may tend to have problems when they're just like in their house stuck because they might be like, I want to go out, but the parents say, nah, you can't go out. We don't want you to bring that back here. You know, you don't want to bring no COVID back here.
You're gonna sleep outside.
So my advice for any of those kids out there is use your iPhone, use those things, you know, talk with your people. FaceTime is a very good resource to stay in touch with people. There's people who call me every day that ask me how I'm doing, and I answer. I have good conversation, talk, you know, hours. And the kids who play video games, talk your party chat with your people, you know, talk to them, you know, have conversations. Those are your friends right now. You know, you gotta keep yourself good, you know, help
Talk
if you
to that
stuck in quarantine.
avatar.
Yeah, talk to that avatar, you know. Love your quarantine, be the quarantine. You know, don't let quarantine rule you. That's what I would say. Just like I have a song called Quarantine Jam. It is what you make of it. You know, it doesn't matter
Don't
what's
let the
going on. It
time
is
do
what you make.
you.
There we go.
Well, AQ, I think you did a great job of, you know, wrapping up, and, you know, you've got a lot more connection to some of the people that are in quarantine and doing remote learning. I had no idea that your brother was doing remote learning, so that's really interesting to know. And I've really enjoyed doing this throwback today and learning a little bit about you guys in high school and, you know, telling some of my silly stories. But I think you brought up a good point. You know, we are in this quarantine time, and you really have to embrace whatever your situation is. And even if it's not a good situation, if you embrace it, you understand how to work your way out of it. And with this coronavirus thing, it's a matter of being careful, being patient, accepting the remote learning and doing the best that you can. And I personally want to give a shout out to all the teachers and students right now. You're getting toward the end of the semester, you're almost finished, and you'll have a little bit of a break. And I know it's been hard, but you guys are doing a great job. And I want to throw it over to JONva.
Hey, okay. And you know what? An amazing episode. And you know, I want to say thank you to Karen and AQ and to our audience for giving us an opportunity to share our own experience and taking you to a trip down memory lane. And what I like to put it out there is, you know, I know you guys, you watch the show every week. Hey, leave a comment. You know, maybe there's a topic that you want us to kind of cover, talk about, but definitely we can chat it up and like I said, make it interesting. And remember, as always, to subscribe and click on that notification bell because, you know, we need your support. And like I said, we are thanking you for your support along the way. Now I'm going to say goodbye, but before we leave, I'm going to just pass it off to the one and only AQ, the singer, to close us out today.
All right. As you guys know, Educational-Caffe, we always drop episodes every week for you guys at a timely manner on Sundays at 8:15 a.m. Also, respond to our live chats and give great comments. Be sure to check out the little links on the top when you go to the main YouTube channel page of Educational-Caffe. We have all different type of colleges that we have discussed or talked about. We also have a store in there that's selling merch. I think Karen knows.
Merch. Etsy. Check out our Etsy store. Gigi's Homemade Gifts. I might start doing product of the week. Be like,
Right.
ta-da!
Oh, before you, product of the week, and I just want to give a special shout out to Infinite Being. You know, guys, you know, it's about staying healthy and making sure that we're okay. So you can check out that link on the page too, Infinite Being. Great stuff, you know, to, hey, live a healthy life. But I just want to say to everybody, have an amazing week. We'll see you next week, next episode. Goodbye. Much love.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Education-Caffe.